Most people spend their entire lives playing a character that someone else wrote for them. They accept the labels given by their parents, their boss, and their peers, completely unaware that their identity is a prison. But the most powerful people in history knew a secret that changes everything. They knew that you don't have to accept the hand you were dealt. You can tear up the script, throw away the labels, and design yourself from scratch. This is the essence of Law 25 of the 48 Laws of Power. Recreate yourself. If you don't take control of your own image, the world will define it for you, and they will almost always make you smaller than you actually are. Think about how most of us operate. We act a certain way because we think that's just who we are. We say things like, "I am not a leader," or "I am just a quiet person," or "I am not good with money." But identity is not fixed. It is a social construct. Robert Greene argues that the world wants us to be predictable because predictable people are easy to control and easy to categorize. When you allow society to assign you a role, you become a background character in your own life. Recreating yourself is about stepping into the spotlight. It is about taking the clay of your existence and molding it into a masterpiece of your own design. To truly understand how this works, we have to look at one of the greatest masters of self-reinvention in human history, a young man born into poverty in Corsica who went by the name Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon was not born into royalty, nor did he possess a massive inheritance. In fact, he spoke French with a heavy accent that made his aristocratic peers laugh at him. If he had accepted the role society handed him, he would have remained a low-ranking, forgotten military officer. But Napoleon refused the script. He understood that power belongs to those who control their own narrative. He began to systematically recreate himself. He studied the great Roman emperors, copying their postures, their grand gestures, and their style of speech. He didn't just win battles. He carefully curated how those wins were reported back to Paris. He commissioned paintings that portrayed him as a godlike figure crossing the Alps on a charging white horse, even though he actually crossed them on a humble mule. When it came time for his coronation as Emperor of France, he didn't wait for the Pope to place the crown on his head. In a calculated, dramatic move, Napoleon snatched the crown and placed it on his own head. He showed the world that he was the sole creator of his destiny. He forced the world to accept the character he had invented.